Hi friends, it's Miss Castillo with another read aloud. This one is called Give Bees a Chance. How many of you are afraid of bees? I know I don't like to ever get stung by a bee, but this book tells us some important bee facts about why bees are so important. Did you know without bees, there would be no life because the plants wouldn't grow if there weren't bees. And so bees are very important and we need to protect them. This is called Give Bees a Chance. This is my best buddy Edgar. We love all the same things like board games and dinosaurs, strawberries and honey, and of course bees, except that I don't really like bees. Sure you do. Didn't I tell you there are about 25,000 different kinds of bees to love? Oh my gosh, look at all these. So this is the squash bee, mining bee, southeastern blueberry bee, eastern carpenter bee, leafcutter bee, European honeybee, yellow-faced bee, sweet bee, common bumblebee, woodcarder bee, horn-faced bee, cellophane bee, metallic green bee, and cuckoo bee. Maybe, he says. And then I told you all about the three types of honeybees: queens, drones, and workers. Let me tell you about queens are large, they're fertile females, and their job is to make all the baby bees. They're just one per hive. Drones, there are about 300 to 500 of those per hive, and they are the large males with no stinger. Their job is to find a queen to mate with. And the workers, those are the ones that we see. They're small, they're sterile females with stingers. Their job is everything else. They gather nectar, pollen, and water. They make honey, feed baby bees. Baby bees are called larvae. They build and protect the hive. They make royal jelly to feed the queen and more. And there are about 30,000 to 80,000 per hive. Ah, get them away from me, he says. Blow gently on bees to make them scatter. So instead of swatting at them, you should blow gently on them. Phew, thanks. Like I was saying, I don't like bees. But why? Mostly because of their stingers and attached venom sacs, which are the cause of painful bee stings. That part you told me last week. Last Sunday, Edgar, he's having brave tears and the ouch. Super mean bee and a stinger. But that was just one bee. Shouldn't you still give bees a chance? Maybe I just need to remind you how weird and cool a honeybee's anatomy is. They have 5 eyes, three tiny simple ones, three tiny simple one lens eyes called ocelli, and two large compound eyes. So these are their simple eyes. These are their compound eyes with thousands of lenses here. They have two stomachs. They have a honey stomach or crop for turning nectar into honey, and they have a bee stomach for digesting nectar. Those are those parts here. They have 4 wings that lock together for flying, and then they come apart for easy storage. They have 6 legs, just like all insects do, complete with pollen basket, an area on the hind legs that can store almost 1,000,000 grains of pollen. And they have a stinger. Ouch! Maybe you just need some time to get to know them. How about millions of years? You know bees lived with dinosaurs? Scientists have found bee fossils from millions of years ago, and even ancient Egyptians kept bees. So there were hieroglyphs. These are like cave drawings or drawings on the pyramids, and this was their symbol for bee. In fact, honey from bees was found in Egyptian tombs. Ooh, honey. And it was still edible. Perfect. Maybe you just need some honey. Bees make honey. Why are you telling me all this stuff? So you'll give bees a chance. Once you learn how great they are, you're bound to fall in love with them. Does he look sure? I don't know. Check out how honey is made. Bees gather nectar from flowers, and the nectar goes into a special honey stomach called a crop. Then the contents of the crop are spit up into a new bee's mouth. Look at that. The new bee breaks down the sugars of the nectar within her own crop. This processed nectar is passed along several more bees, so they do this again and again, who each break down the nectar in their crops until they become honey. Then the honey gets barfed into the honeycomb cell and fanned by the wings of bees to evaporate moisture. Lastly, it's sealed in beeswax to keep it safe until it's eaten. Did you say barf? Just 1 pound of honey takes 2 million flowers and thousands of bees to create. Ah, too many bees. Blow gently on bees to make them scatter. It's very good advice. It looks like I haven't convinced you just yet. Nope, because they're all going to sting me. Oh well, bees do sting sometimes, but not because they're mean. Stinger stories. Bees only sting to defend themselves. You look delicious. Hey, back off. Or avoid getting squished or smashed. In fact, many bees lose their stinger after attacking, which is sort of like your hand disappearing if you pinch your sister. Also, wait, what are you wearing? Bee armor. That's not going to work. It was designed for dragons. I think it can handle bees. Well, there's a kind of armor that beekeepers wear, but it looks quite a bit different. This is beekeeper armor. It allows them to collect honey and beeswax without getting stung by startled bees. So it has a veil that protects their eyes and neck. It's white in color that puts bees at ease and doesn't make them scared. It's a suit and gloves that covers the skin. Hive boxes with removable frames for bees to build honeycombs in. And the beehive frame is filled with honeycomb. So that's how they get the honey from the hive. You know, I love honey, but I'd be willing to give it up forever to never see a bee again. But giving up bees means giving up so much more than just honey. Some scientists say bees are responsible for 1/3 of the fruit and vegetables that we eat. Bees have a big impact on the food chain. You see, in order for plants to grow, fruits and vegetables, they need the right ingredients: sun, water, and pollen. A major ingredient they need is pollen. But since flowers can't move, they can't always get pollen from each other. I want to make a strawberry, throw me some pollen. I don't have arms. That's where bees fly in. A bee's fuzzy body catches pollen from flowers. Pollen falls into the next flower the bee visits. They act as a pollen delivery service, helping give flowers the ingredients they need. A single bee can visit over 1,000 flowers a day, making bee pollination powers unparalleled, which means without bees, there'd be a lot less yummy stuff to eat. And bees are disappearing in large numbers. It says missing, name, bee, occupation, pollinator. Possible reasons for disappearance: pesticides, parasites called varroa mites, lack of bee-friendly flowers, and pollution. Bees actually need our help. Okay, I take it back. I don't want bees gone. I even sort of want to help them, as long as they don't sting me. Planting bee-friendly flowers is a great way to help the bee population. So there are different kinds of flowers here. Won't that just attract more bees? Hopefully, yes. But just approach a bee like you would a dog you don't know. Don't get too close and don't try to touch it. Unless you're a flower, it should lose interest and fly away. And if more people like you give bees a chance, they might just, well, have a chance to make the world a sweeter place. Now, have I told you how much I love bears? See you next time, friends.